Welcome back to episode 26 of On the Wild. I'm Riley Keenan here. With me as always, Anuj Bhaskar. The Bucks are NBA champions, baby.
Yeah, 50 years. First time in 50 years. Kareem and Oscar.
Yeah.
Now it's Giannis, Middleton, and Holiday.
Yeah. Kareem was wrong.
Before the Bucks series, they asked him on the jump if he thought that the Bucks were going to win the championship, and he said,
No.
Nah, they're facing Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
And then
to think one shoe size smaller could have been the Nets, but it was the Bucks. I'm happy to see it. All playoffs long, everyone's out there going I want to see CP3 win a ring, but from the moment they won it, was just, I could not be more happy for Giannis.
Yeah, I wanted Chris Paul to win. I'm a huge Chris Paul fan. Have been for a long time. So at first I was very sad.
Yeah.
When the Bucks won, but seeing Giannis, grab his family, have his kid, I'm very happy for Giannis. And if it wasn't gonna be Chris Paul, Giannis is a good.
Yeah. It's cool to see that little road too, Middleton winning as well, the heartfelt thing they were talking about during the interview. It was awesome. It's crazy the road they went on from they were competing for minutes, they hated each other on the court, to winning a championship, to Giannis saying when he retires, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
One of the saddest days of his career. He said.
What a game he played, man.
50, 14 and
5 blocks. He was running back and forth that fourth quarter. He had so much energy. It was so good to see from the difference between game 1 and game 6, just the confidence, the you could say effort, but effort comes with being comfortable in your body and being ready to come back to play. But he was battling out there, and Holiday had a good game. Everyone around, that Connaughton signing at the beginning of the year looks so good now. People were hating on it originally. Great signing.
Yeah. And what's not being talked about a lot is the fact that there was doubt that he was even going to play this series.
Yeah.
Because of the hyperextended knee.
Yeah. This whole run for the Bucks, I remember we talked about it, it's going to be one of the most difficult paths a team's went on. Having to beat the Heat after losing
Miami,
last year,
Brooklyn.
They got lucky with injuries.
Yeah, we assumed Philly was going to make it, and obviously Ben Simmons happened.
Yeah. And then the Hawks, they didn't even have Giannis, so that just showed how deep of a team the Bucks were and how much they battled.
Yeah, they also didn't have Trae Young.
Yeah. But in that Game 7, they neutralized the hell out of him, same with Herter as well.
Yeah.
So, you commend their defense, and offensively, they've always been a great team.
You can bring the injury stuff into it, but you can do that with literally any
exactly. You can do it with the Suns.
Ever.
So,
you can do it with the Suns. You can kind of do it with the Lakers last year.
Yeah, the Raptors the year before. Golden State when they beat the Spurs to make the finals.
Yeah, Kawhi, 2015, Kyrie and Kevin Love.
Chris Paul and the Houston. You could talk about it all day.
Every single year there's injuries that sway a series to the other team.
Exactly.
So using that isn't really fair to the Bucks because they did it.
Yeah, people want to put an asterisk next to all these things, but it's no, this is the way sports works. People get hurt, it happens. You can't.
It sucks, but it happens.
Exactly. But man, I felt so bad watching Booker. Do you see the confetti come down? He just goes, damn. Yeah. When I saw that, I saw shades of obviously it hasn't happened yet, but when Kucherov watched in 2015 the Blackhawks celebrating their win, and he sat on the blue line just watching them the whole time. I got Booker vibes of that just when he's going to be back. Booker's going to be back if Chris Paul resigns. Obviously I think this year was the biggest chance they had.
Tough. I think he may be gone.
Yeah, I think he may be gone as well. They're going to have to replace him in some way, shape, or form.
Campaign?
Yeah. He balled out, but I don't see him. He's a good six man, but I don't know about starting. But they need to fill that gap.
They would have to do a sign and trade. From what I read yesterday, which I don't like when stuff like this comes out the day after the finals, but they're saying the Lakers may want to get him and sort of sign and trade.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with that, but. The draft hasn't even happened yet.
Yeah, the draft
let's relax with the rumors.
Draft is still next week. We'll do a breakdown after it, but
We're a special guest.
Yeah.
But where would you rank Giannis amongst players now? Yeah, because a lot of people are saying it's his league now. He's the best player in the NBA.
I don't think he's the best player in the NBA.
I don't either.
I don't even think he's top 3.
I'd put him fourth.
Yeah, I think I'd put him 4 as well. LeBron and Durant are solidified at 1 and 2. I don't necessarily know who is 1 or 2 right now. I still say it's LeBron, but KD, you don't know the way he's going to come out next year. And I think Curry's number 3. I just think he had an incredible season this year, and I think with Clay back, you're going to see how much more dangerous he can be.
And I think if you're building a team around somebody for the next 5 years, out of those 4 players, you're taking Giannis, obviously, because of age, but if we're talking about next season, I'm taking LeBron, KD, and Steph.
Exactly.
Over Giannis.
And even if I'm taking a guy for the next 10 years, I'd still probably take Luka over Giannis. But it really is a toss-up. It just really depends on what you want with your team and how you would build it.
Yeah, it depends on what you have around them.
Exactly.
If you have a lot of a lot of shooters and you don't have like a solidified ball handler, taking Luka. And if you have that guy who can kind of set up the offense, then take Giannis.
Exactly. And Luka, like if you got 3 and D, you're going to be good to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, it can go either way. I don't think he is necessarily top 3 just yet. I think he has an argument for it. I think he can have a game where you're like, wow, yeah, he's maybe the best player in the league. Mm-hmm. And 50, 14, and 5. He proved that he can be clutch and that.
And it's not a knock on Giannis that I take those 3 over him.
Yeah, they're just.
They all could be the best player in the NBA on any given night.
Yeah.
They're all that good.
Yeah. So they've also been around longer. We've seen more from them. This is the first time we've really seen Giannis prove himself, and it's great to see. He's only 26.
In the playoffs, obviously.
In the playoffs.
Been an amazing player for a long time.
I mean, the track record he has already. Like
at 26.
And the power forward conversation alone, obviously Tim Duncan is solidified number 1. Mm-hmm. But there's a huge argument for Giannis already being number 2. Obviously the careers of Malone and Barkley and Dirk and Garnett. I mean, you can intermingle any of them at 2, 3, 4, 5. But Giannis, just that he already has that MVP as the Finals MVP, 2 MVPs, Most Improved Player. The list goes on.
I would put, for respect reasons, I'm a huge Kevin Garnett fan, and I think honestly Giannis should try to emulate Kevin Garnett in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Especially from the post, I feel like they're very similar. They're very long, and Giannis is a lot bigger, or a bit bigger. But I think Giannis should take parts of Kevin Garnett's game and implement it into his game because I feel like it'll make him a lot better player. But I would pick Kevin Garnett and Dirk above. Really? Karl Malone's iffy because he's like the second all-time leading scorer.
Yeah,
so
he never actually led the league in scoring.
Yeah, so it's kind of tough. He just played for a really, really long time.
Yeah, and he had a great ball handler.
And he's obviously an amazing player.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm not discounting anybody here, but it's really tough. I think
if I were to take a player, I'd take Giannis because a lot of the time Karl Malone was getting set up by Stockton, or he wasn't really like a player who could handle the ball like that.
Yeah. So the one thing, Giannis. Too, like Dirk has that, like, hey, I did it, and I was the guy, and I had a crazy path. Like, he had the hardest path to the finals I think we've ever seen. When he beaten the Thunder, Lakers. They swept the Lakers, I think.
Swept the Lakers.
And then beating the Heat their first year.
Yeah.
Like, it's an incredible path. Then Barkley, too. I think Barkley is so criminally underrated. Like, people make fun of him so much because, I mean, Shaq makes fun of him all the time for not having that ring. But
rings don't define if you're really good.
Yeah, he's going up against Michael Jordan and the Bulls with not much help.
Yeah.
And he still took a game from him. Like,
it's very situational. And I think they won 2 games.
They lost 6.
I think if John Paxson didn't hit that shot, then who knows? I think it goes to Game 7.
Yeah, Game 7. And at that point, you have no idea. I think Barkley won. Did he win the MVP that year?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Jordan took it personally, I guess, once again. But, yeah, like that whole power forward argument is I think that's like one of the most debatable one that there is. Because small forward, it's LeBron. Shooting guard, it's Jordan. Point guard, it's Magic.
But when Curry's done, we'll see.
Yeah,
and I mean, it'll still be Magic, but
yeah, the center argument's actually really crazy too. There's so many.
There's like 4 or 5. Yeah, you could say.
I guess for center, it really is just like what do you look for in your guy? Because you could say it's Kareem. I think it is Kareem, but Shaq is there. Shaq's
Wilt. The most dominant.
Yeah.
Say Hakeem's the most skilled.
Like if I were to take a center for my team, I'd take Hakeem. Yeah. But that's not me saying he's the best. It's just like I feel like he would fit the best on a team.
Yeah. I think Hakeem's I feel like it's the most skilled. The best defender is Bill Russell.
Yeah.
Shaq's most dominant. Like
Wilt rebounding, like.
And Kareem's kind of like.
He does it all.
Yeah, so I'd probably say Kareem.
Yeah, like when I think about the GOATs of the NBA, like it's 1, 2, Jordan, LeBron. It's interchangeable. It's really what depends on what you look for in a player.
Yeah, it's all criteria. Everybody has their own criteria.
But for me, Kareem is solidified at number 3. Like he'll forever be there for me until like someone else proves wrong. Like who knows, Luka could have an incredible.
I'm personally a Magic guy. I put Magic 3 and I put Kareem 4.
Oh yeah, mine's the opposite. Magic. So
I just feel like they're 5 titles together. Magic was kind of like the driving force behind it. So
that's true.
I probably put Magic.
Yeah, 3. I mean, like it is really cool to see the parallels between Kareem and Giannis. Just like people so much of the time they talk about. I remember Max Kellerman and Stephen A. talking about this. Like Giannis needs a Shaq. Like he's not the Shaq, It's like, no, he just needs a Kobe. Like, he needed, like, and Middleton finally stepped up. Holiday had his games. And he played incredible. Like, oh, my God, Game 5, Drew Holiday on defense to just put the game away. And that alley-oop to Giannis. He was an amazing defender. Yeah, it was incredible. Like, he was locking up Paul, making it extremely difficult for them. And then, I mean, it really did. Like, Booker, Games 4 and 5 was unbelievable, and it sucked to see him kind of go out the way he did in Game 6. Same as Ayton, he struggled a lot too from the field. Ayton,
it just felt like he lost his confidence.
Yeah, like we talked so much about how efficient he was, and in those last couple games, it just kind of fell off for him.
A lot of it was coaching too. You could say that it's proven how you could beat Giannis in the past, and that's building a wall.
Yeah,
and Phoenix decided to just put him 1-on-1 with Ayton.
Yeah, which is tough at the young age he's at. Especially guarding like the most dominant player in the league, really.
Yeah, most dominant player I feel like since Shaq.
Yeah, 100%.
In terms of just like in the paint.
Yeah, and even Shaq even said that. Like he posted about it, like in a good like way to, I don't remember what he said specifically, but just like way to get the big man back in the game. It's nice to see, Jokic wins MVP, Giannis wins Finals MVP. The big men are finally, at the top of their game. It's been a while.
Yeah, obviously they're not like traditional big men.
Yeah.
But
they're there. But
they're big dudes.
Yeah, but going back to what I was saying, like the parallels between Kareem and Giannis, like he finally got his Kobe and Middleton, and Holiday you can say is there as well. With Kareem, he couldn't get it done, and then when he got Magic, he won as much as he could, and then when he got Oscar was at the end of his career.
He obviously won one in Milwaukee first.
Yeah. But and that was at the end of Oscar's career. But he needed that ball handler, that facilitator that could create their own shot as well, but would allow the offense to run through them. Mm-hmm. So it was good to see. I mean, next year's season is going to be up for grabs. Like the Bucks are going to be hungry. The Nets are going to be healthy. Lakers also like. There's so many teams that just like health problems held them back.
Yeah.
Like even the Nuggets, like they're going to get Jamal Murray back.
I think it's tough to really like say or make a prediction right now because the season just ended. There's so many moves that still have to be made.
Yeah, like we don't know what's going on with Damian Lillard or Ben Simmons, guys like that. Yeah. I feel like I don't think Lillard gets moved, but if he does, I think it's the Sixers because they have the best package to get him.
I think he'll go to New York.
Really? Who do you think they would have to give up?
First round picks, Obi Toppin,
Barrett,
Knox, maybe Barrett.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like they have a lot to offer from a youth perspective. But from if you're trading away Lillard, if you're Portland, you have to rebuild.
I think, so if Lillard gets traded, I think McCollum gets traded too.
Yeah, for sure.
And Nurkic will get traded too. They'll just clear house.
Yeah, and Powell's already said that he doesn't want to come back, I'm pretty sure. So
yeah, he declined his player option.
Yeah. So it's tough times in Portland, I guess. But, I mean.
There's people like Lonzo Ball, who I read that the GM hasn't included him in any of their plans when talking to head coaching candidates.
I think it's also, too, that I don't think Lonzo wants to come back. I think he's kind of understood his time there. It's like, my role here isn't what it should be.
I feel like he's one of those guys who wants to be in a big market.
Yeah, for sure.
So, like, New York, Chicago, L.A.
Yeah.
Like, those are the...
I mean, all growing up the whole time, LeVar, we were going to be in L.A. And then when you get drafted by L.A. to get traded to New Orleans, that's got to be tough. Nothing against New Orleans, but it's, L.A. Like, that's the Mecca. It's where he grew up.
I could see him going back to L.A.
Yeah.
In a sign and trade.
The one thing is, like, the people talking about Lillard for AD, I don't understand that trade personally because, like, LeBron should be your facilitator, and when he's not, it takes away all the space on the court.
Right? I have been reading though that like LeBron wants to play more off ball, and the Lakers want to use him more as a 4 and AD as a 5.
Really? AD should play the 5 realistically.
He doesn't like it.
I know he doesn't like it, and he
plays it like late in the game.
Yeah, but he could be the most dominant center in basketball if he plays.
Yeah,
100%. Especially if he's healthy too. Like he's one of the best scoring bigs we've ever seen in the game. I think Kareem even commented on it. It's like he's the best he's seen since him. I think. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, they're super talented. And they need to get someone. They're like whether it's Lowry, DeMar, Lillard, Westbrook, Paul, like whoever it is, they're gonna get someone.
They're gonna get somebody.
They're gonna figure it out. The Clippers as well. They need a guard because I think they're losing Beverly. I'm not 100% sure. They're not gonna have Rondo.
Maybe, but they have a lot of big contracts that they can put in a trade.
Yeah.
They're paying Luke Kennard and more. It's like $16 million.
Yeah, well, that's too much.
Yeah, so I feel like they can move some players around and get something for him.
Warriors are super interesting too. Apparently they're shopping the 7th pick right now.
I would go all in to get a star.
Oh, 100%. If you're the Warriors, you get a star, and if I mean, I've said it before. The rumor was Siakam for the 7th pick and Wiseman. If you're the Raptors, you do that in a heartbeat. I'm sorry, like a heartbeat, man, because they're not going to be competitive. They're going to be competitive, but they're not going to be like a conference final team. Like they don't have the guy that's going to be able to take over a game. You move Siakam, you're building for the future. You get your center, and you have 4 and 7 to pick.
If I traded Siakam, if I were the Raptors, I would try and trade
VanVleet
as well.
Yeah. I could see VanVleet moving to like New York or something if New York weren't to make that Lillard move. Mm-hmm. But I'm really interested to see where Lonzo goes. That'll be cool because I want to see him in a different place because I do like the whole Lob City combination with him and Zion, but he just doesn't get used the way he should, and the way that to reach that ceiling, the way he's playing in New Orleans won't work.
Mm-hmm. I could see him going to LA, Chicago, and New York, like I said. I feel like those are the 3 places that I think he wants to be because they're big markets and it fits him as well.
Yeah, I think Chicago would be the number 1, not for like success, but for like what might happen because like Levine seems ecstatic to want him there. Mm-hmm. I think he'll fit well with Vucevic. They got a nice depth core too. Like I think Chicago will be a good team in a couple of years, especially if you can get a nice facilitator like Lonzo. Patrick Williams, we don't know. He was 4th pick in the draft. Like we really don't know what he's going to amount to be. But yeah, there's a lot of options in the NBA right now.
Mm-hmm. It'll be interesting.
Switching gears to music, though. Last week, and I mean the week before as well, a lot of music came out. Pop Smoke was the big album that everyone's talking about.
Yeah.
What did you think about it?
It's trash.
Trash? Yeah, I thought it was pretty mid. And I hate to say that because I did love Pop Smoke. I still love Pop Smoke. And I think Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon set a really high bar because that was a great album.
It was amazing.
Didn't really have many skips at all. It had a whole different vibe. Like when you split the album in half.
It felt like a Pop Smoke album.
Exactly. And Faith did not. I mean, from the get-go, when the lady did the intro, and she's like, when you heard Faith, you probably thought it was going to be a gospel album. No. Not for a second did I think this was going to be a gospel album.
You went Kanye?
Yeah, literally. And just the album itself, man, it didn't feel like it was a Pop Smoke album. It felt more like he was featuring on other people's songs.
Facts.
Because, like, I get it's hard that, he passed away, and a lot of the songs are not finished, but a lot of the songs, he felt like that wasn't the beat he recorded on when he did it. Mm-hmm.
The Dua Lipa song.
The Dua Lipa song.
It sounded so weird because it's obvious that he didn't record it on that beat.
Yeah. Same with I can't remember the song name, but it was with Travi and Beam, I think. And it's just like I heard the preview of the song before it came out, just the beat and the vocals, and I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be so hard. And then it was like a Cuban like Caribbean type beat. I'm like, what is this, man? Yeah, it felt so off. And even like, songs like Manslaughter, like Television were good. Like they were good Pop Smoke songs. But like the Kanye thing at the beginning, I don't know what that was. The lady
he definitely recorded it the day before.
Yeah, and he just babbled. Like he didn't really say anything.
Tilda. Vision.
Like there's really no point in putting him in the features for that part. And then the girl after, like I think it was an interview.
Angie Martinez.
She like didn't really say anything in that part. Like you listen to what she said, it's like, did she really actually make a point? Like she just kind of said words.
I think it was because Pop Smoke was there for an interview.
Okay.
The week before.
Oh, okay, yeah. And then I mean Pusha T's verse wasn't bad. I thought it was a good verse. It just didn't fit well on the song. It like the beat's like it's such a hard song. You're like going with it, and then Push comes in and just kind of stops.
Slows
and it's
it down.
Yeah.
But I don't like what he did because he was talking about like Tyler got the album of the year for now. Yeah. Like he was talking about like current stuff within the rap game instead of like focusing on whose album it was.
Yeah, that was a big problem with it. You could tell a lot of the verses were recorded like a week or two ago and were sent in. It's like you knew they didn't make it in the studio together. And the songs that they did make in the studio together, you could tell because they were the better songs in the album. I don't remember who the feature was, but they were just going back and forth the whole song. It's like, this is what we want. And to make it 20 songs as well, that you just dug your own grave.
It's a money grab.
Yeah, just put 10 to 12 of the best songs that were made that sound the best. Don't try to do anything crazy. Do it what he wanted. Like, you see those interviews when he's talking about, like, I don't mess with people. Like, I mess with Lil TJ. He's my man. I don't mess with a lot of people. And then they got 20 features on the song. It's like, you just didn't do what he would have wanted.
What they should have done is take features who were on his older albums.
Yeah.
And incorporate that into this album.
Yeah, like the Quavos, the TJs, the Boogies, like all those guys. The guys that he's used to.
Cactus Jack, the whole thing.
Yeah.
But what I read on Twitter that 50 Cent wanted nothing to do with this album. Yeah. And a lot of people are saying as soon as that happened, they knew like this album was dope.
Yeah, they probably played it for him, and he was like, "This is not it."
Yeah,
like because he was a big part of Shoot for the Stars.
He was the driving force.
Yeah, exactly.
The first one. The first posthumous album.
It's just sad, honestly. It really is. Like, he went so soon. And he's got this great legacy, and he always will. But this album really was a flop. Like, it just, you talk about it so much, like the Juice WRLD albums too. Like, they are money grabs. If you're putting 20 to 25 songs, then you're making a deluxe version also. Like, it's just clear cut.
They just dropped the deluxe for this album.
Yeah, it was like
4 days after the album came out.
4 days later. It wasn't even on a Friday. Like, they didn't even give people time to listen to the album enough. Like, it's just.
So you're gonna drop 20 songs and add 4 more. Like, I get it was for his birthday, but still.
Yeah, it's just Pop Smoke doesn't take me as a guy that cares too much about the money or what people think. He's a guy that wants to make the music he wants to make, and he's gonna have fun with it. And you didn't see that on this album. It just felt off, and it sucks to see. I was going into this like, this is the album I'm gonna be listening to like all day, like every day in the car. It's like it turned out to be the Vince Staples album, which I did not expect. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, if you haven't listened to Vince Staples' album,
I haven't listened to it.
It's great.
I have to.
It's only 10 songs. Like 2 of them are skits, but like 7 of the 8 are incredible in my opinion. At least he just tried something completely new, and it's good to see.
And Donda is coming out tonight. Well, it'll be out by the time this is out, but Kanye is dropping.
I'm so excited for that.
I'm very excited.
So it's like half gospel, half.
I don't know. I read from people who have listened to it that it's like kind of like the gospel route that he took on his last album, but it's more like personal stuff. It's not just gospel.
So it'll be like a mix of gospel, but like 2000, like Late Registration.
Yeah, I'll be like. I assume it'll be like his earlier stuff.
Okay, I'm cool with that. His earlier work is my favorite, even though like I think like 808s and like My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy are his best. Like the early stuff is my favorite. Mm-hmm. I'm excited to see because I like Travis is apparently on it.
Ty Dolla $ign.
Yeah.
Baby Keem.
Ty Dolla $ign is definitely gonna belt some chords out. He's gonna sing.
Playboy Cardi.
Playboy Cardi, yeah. I mean, hey, this weekend's gonna be good. I think Kid Leroy's dropping an album too. Like, I don't know. Do you ever listen to Kid Leroy? No. I mean, he's 17 years old from Australia. Like, I'm just jealous of the guy. Like, he dropped a song "Stay" with Justin Bieber. I'm sure everybody's heard that song. Like, that's the song of the summer. It feels like right now. Mm-hmm. But he's making moves, and I'm excited to see what he drops because his last album was really good. It was unique. Like I've never heard a sound like his before, so I'm excited. There's a lot of good music coming out soon.
Yeah, Drake's dropping.
Yeah,
Travis is dropping.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good summer for music. I mean, Drake didn't he like put in his bio like certified? So I guess he'll do like one by kind of did what Sway Lee did when he's like 98% complete, but he did that for like a year and a half. Hopefully Drake doesn't do that.
Yeah.
Certified.
But I did see though. I showed it to you last week before we recorded.
Yeah.
We didn't actually talk about it on the podcast, but if you look at the Certified Lover Boy logo and you flip it vertically, the L looks like an 8-6.
Yeah.
Like it's 8-6. So
August 6th.
August 6th.
And that's a Friday.
That's a Friday.
So it works out perfectly.
Yeah. So hopefully it's done. Hopefully this isn't just like a theory that's made up. Hopefully this is an actual thing.
It makes sense too, because like Juice WRLD, I'm pretty sure was Juice WRLD dropping this Friday too? Maybe.
I don't know. But I feel like there would be an announcement.
Yeah, like Drake's very intelligent in that sense, where he's like, oh, Kanye, Kid Leroy, they're all dropping. All right, I'll wait till the next week.
I mean, regardless of when he dropped, Drake is going to be the #1 album.
For sure. But it's definitely a smart move to wait a bit, because there's just so much people can listen to. But man, this Drake album's going to be crazy, honestly. Scorpion, I liked it.
It was like a blur to me. Like, there's a few songs I like, but
I was more like, because there's like a side A, side B kind of thing.
He said he's never doing that ever again.
Yeah, I don't think it was a mistake, but I just think it didn't go as well as he thought.
I want a concise Drake album.
Yeah, for sure. I want nothing
13,
was the same.
14.
Yeah. Like
literally, like 13 to 15 songs of just like him going.
Yeah, just talk, man. Just go off, man. Like Scene Green, I loved it. So good.
Intellectual boss talk Drake.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you want to do a little singing, a little R&B, that's cool. Do a little Take Care vibe, but be in your bag on at least half of songs. Mm-hmm. And I think he will be, honestly.
Yeah, based on his features and everything he's done this year.
Yeah. He's coming in hot.
He's killed everything.
Yeah,
he's killed everything. So
this might be the year of Drake once again.
Yeah, for the fourth time.
Yeah, literally.
It's crazy. But switching over back to sports and football, we're doing the AFC North this week. This is the third week of our NFL divisional breakdowns. Who you have and why?
This one's really tough. So it's the Ravens, the Browns, Steelers, and Bengals. I think it's a huge I think each team has a chance to be above 500, but I think
even the Bengals.
I think they can. I don't think they will. I think Steelers will be like 7-10, Bengals will be like 6-11. But I think the Browns and the Ravens both have a chance to win 12, 13 games. I think it's a toss-up between the two.
If I were to make a prediction, I'd say the Browns win the division at 12-6. 12-5, sorry.
12-5, yeah.
Ravens go 11-6, wild card team, and the Steelers and Bengals are kind of like Steelers go like 8-9. The Bengals will go 6-11.
Yeah.
If I were to predict.
By no means do I think the Steelers or Bengals are going to have bad years. I just think they're in a horrible division to be in right now. And I mean, for the Steelers, like let's look at it. Like Big Ben, he's aging. I mean, they got Najee Harris in the draft, which was great, but losing Pouncey and DeCastro at offensive line is going to be detrimental.
They got Trey Turner, but he's obviously not the level of player that DeCastro is. Lost Bud Dupree.
Yeah, but that was a huge loss.
They got Melvin Ingram, who's kind of been on and off the last couple of years.
Yeah, and I mean, like they started last year 11-0, which was incredible, but they lose 5 of their last 6. Mm-hmm. And I mean, as much as I would love to give credit to the Browns for that wild card win, the Steelers gave it away from the get-go. They gave it away. Yeah. The first play of the game was a touchdown. So I mean, I think the Steelers are on the up and out. But I think, Fitzpatrick, I'm interested to see what he can do on defense.
Cause he's one of my favorite players in the NBA. He's one of my favorite players in the NFL.
Yeah.
I think he's probably one of the top 2 safeties in the NFL, just because of how smart he is.
Yeah, he's honestly. He seems like he loves playing in Pittsburgh too, which is great to see. But yeah, it's going to be tough for them. And then with the Bengals, like they haven't really addressed their need at offensive line. They could have gone Sewell, but it's understandable that they drafted Jamar Chase. He looks like he's the best wide receiver in the draft.
Yeah. I think they're a few years away from being legit. I think they need a new coaching staff.
Yeah.
I'm just not a believer in, like, if he knows Sean McVay, hire him. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Like, they hired Zach Taylor, who was the quarterback's coach in L.A., I think, before he got hired. I don't think that'll ever work.
Yeah.
You need a guy who's, like, solidified.
For sure.
And who's done stuff in the NFL or college before hiring him.
Especially with a young quarterback, too. And Burrow, he's coming off a torn MCL and ACL, prematurely ending his rookie season, which sucked to see. But he'll be back out there. We don't know if he'll be 100% just yet. I don't even know if he's going to be back, like, the first couple of weeks.
He's on track to...
He's on track?
Yeah.
That's great to see. But, yeah, the Bengals, it'll be a lot tougher for them. I mean, their defense is decent.
They got Trey Hendrickson from the Saints, who I think will be... decent enough. I think he'll drop off a little bit because he's not playing with Cameron Jordan.
Yeah.
In the Saints defense anymore. But yeah, their defense isn't going to be that good. I don't think. Jesse Bates is one of the best safeties in the NFL as well. But I think the defense as a whole won't be that good.
Yeah.
But again, I think they're a couple years away and a coaching staff change away from being decent.
Yeah. At the end of the day, this division really is between the Ravens and the Browns. I think the Ravens take it. Just because I think they're more experienced. I mean, I think they have the better quarterback at the end of the day. I mean, apparently he might be getting $40 to $50 million, I think.
No, that's the way it's going for every quarterback.
Yeah.
So
I could see 40. I think 50 would be just overpaying him a little bit because he didn't really have a great year last year. I think he's going to have a great comeback year this year. He's going to need to. But I mean, picking Rashad Bateman was a great pick. They needed to fix their wide receiver core. It'll be interesting to see the dynamic between Edwards and Dobbins. Dobbins in his second year. Melvin Ingram's obviously, or not Melvin Ingram. What's his name?
Mark Ingram. Houston.
Yeah, he's gone. Oh, Melvin Ingram is on the Steelers now too. That's a nice pickup for them. But like the Ravens, I think obviously their pass rush is going to struggle a little bit with the losses they've had.
Yeah, they lost Judon.
Yeah. But I mean, they'll be a good team, I think, no matter what. They've always had a good defense. They've had great coaching, no matter what. The Browns for me is just, they're so unpredictable, I think. And I've never been confident in them, and I don't want to because I don't want to get let down.
I think the Browns have the best roster in the NFL, top to bottom.
I agree, but it's just like, here's the thing. They addressed every need they had. They struggled with their secondary, so they picked up Troy Hill and John Johnson. Then they drafted Newsome in the draft.
They have Grant Delpit, who was one of my favorite players in the draft last year.
Yeah.
I think the Browns have a legit chance to be like the number 1 seed in the AFC.
I think their defense will be really good. Obviously, the pickup of Jadeveon Clowney and then McKinley as well. Those were good pickups. I think it just really comes down to their offense now because we know their ground and pound is going to be great. They had the best offensive line in the league last year. I think they had the best 1-2 punch. Like, if Kareem Hunt wasn't there, I think Nick Chubb's the second best running back in the league. He's getting a ton of yards, but he doesn't get as many carries per game.
And they're loaded on both sides. So I think with that, I think the Browns go 12-5, 13-4.
I'm gonna say 11-6. Well, first of all, the Browns week 1 last 2 years give up 30 plus, and that ain't changing this year because they're playing the Chiefs. The Chiefs in September are a different breed.
I don't think they've lost since Mahomes.
Yeah, they're gonna kill them. It's gonna be that game's gonna be like 45-20. Like, it's going to be brutal. But, like, the next 6 weeks after that, the Browns get... That's the thing, too. The Browns have a weak schedule. So they'll be successful no matter what.
I think they'll be really good. I think second year in a system, you never drop off. You usually improve. So I think Baker will have a good year.
Yeah. I mean, I said it before, and I'll say it again. It really comes down to Baker. Because I think Stefanski's a great coach. I mean, he won Coach of the Year last year. He's building this team great. I mean, Andrew Berry's been great managerial-wise. But the way Baker works with his receivers will be interesting. OBJ is coming back. I think they'll be a lot better. I think there's not going to be pressure on.
They have to do something really well this year because next year they have no cap room. Yeah. So they're going to have to get rid of some players. So
yeah, exactly.
Really going all in for this year.
It was huge for them to get Rashad Higgins back because, I mean, he averaged like 16.3 yards per catch. I mean, he doesn't get the ball a lot, but when he does, he makes a big impact play. And Landry was their best receiver last year. Mm-hmm. And they have a three-headed monster at tight end. They really don't have a problem. It's just are they going to play down to their opponents, really? Yeah.
And I think Baker will have a really good year.
Yeah, I hope so. Like, when I'm thinking about the MVP, I want to say Baker, but I can't. I just can't.
Oh, for the division?
Yeah.
I'm going Lamar just because of
I agree.
Everything he does. He's part of the run game.
Yeah.
He's a good passer. I don't know why people think he's a bad passer.
Yeah.
He's a good passer. He's not great. He's good.
And I think he'll have a better passing year for sure, which will make his rushing more dangerous because you're going to be looking downfield and he's going to be like, all right, I got a lane to run. Mm-hmm. So I think he'll break his rushing record this year. I even thought about MVP Myles Garrett. I think he's not going to be my MVP, but I think he wins Defensive Player of the Year this year. I think he was on pace to win last year. He got hurt. The year before, he was leading the league in sacks, all this stuff, and then he was suspended for trying to kill Mason Rudolph, but respectively, that he should be suspended for that. But yeah, I think he has a good chance. But yeah, I think Lamar would run away from MVP in this division at least.
And I've been saying this for years. Just give the Defensive Player of the Year to Aaron Donald every year.
Yeah, he, at the end of the day, it's kind of like LeBron in the NBA. It's like he should get MVP, but he's not gonna get it.
Aaron Donald.
Yeah,
he's my favorite player ever.
Do you think he's the best? Do you think he's better than Patrick Mahomes?
He's the best football player I've ever seen.
There you go. Yeah. I mean, I can't really disagree. I've never seen anyone like him before.
No. He's a monster.
Yeah. He makes everyone around him better, too. You get double-teamed and you're still sacking the quarterback.
There was this one time, I'll always remember it. I texted Riley, in the middle of the night about how much I love Aaron Donald. I just went on a whole, thing about...
Yeah, I think you have been watching, highlight tapes, a little documentary. You're like, bro, I love this guy. He is sick.
He's my... Yeah.
He's my everything. No, he's a baller. It'll be cool to see what the Rams do, but
we'll get to them eventually.
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna try to get guests on that I guess are acquainted to those divisions, or at least a team in the division.
For sure.
Or experts, I guess, if you will. Yeah. Maybe not next week. I don't know what next week. Yeah, well, I'll just say this: he's a Chiefs fan.
Yeah,
I don't know how Chiefs fan. It's been 2 years he's been a Chiefs fan.
Yeah,
I don't know, but.
I think that's a good place to wrap up.
He's going to give it his best shot. Yeah, we'll wrap up here.
Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment down below, and we'll see y'all next week. Take it easy.
Stay wild.
Peace.